Hey everybody, I'm ExxotikGaming. Welcome back to another mobile gaming news video. We have 5 different topics to talk about in today's video. Some of them good, some of them pretty disappointing. I'm going to try and space it out though, and we're going to end this video on a good note, so you're not going to be sad, alright? Now, to start, I have some very interesting news about an upcoming game that's going to be starting some closed beta tests in China. It looks like it's a first-person shooter. It looks really cool and kind of reminiscent of games like Destiny and some of these other post-apocalyptic, futuristic first-person shooters. Looks really cool. We're going to look at some leaked screenshots and then the trailer, and you guys can let me know in the comments if you think it's worth checking out. Next up, we have some pretty disappointing news regarding Avatar Mobile. Avatar Reckoning. I think you probably know what I'm going to talk about, but yeah, we're going to talk about that after the Chinese game. Then we have some good news. There's another GTA clone game coming out for mobile devices relatively soon. The trailer was just recently posted. People are talking about it right now. I figured I'd talk about it. And then, as per the title of the video, we have some pretty sad news regarding CSGO Mobile, and actually multiple different CSGO Mobile games. We're going to talk about that a bit later on in this video. And then finally, to wrap up this video, we have some good news. Another very popular game, arguably one of the most popular games right now on PC, is coming to mobile. That's all I'm going to say right now, but you've definitely heard of this game. It's made by the same developers that have made games like Undawn, so yeah, this game has a very, very bright future. So hey, I hope you all do enjoy this video. Hey, please take a second and leave a like if you would like me to continue doing these news videos. It's been a little bit since my last one, and do you guys want to continue seeing this type of stuff? Let me know down below in the comments if you want to keep seeing videos like this. And yes, with that being said, we've got to talk about some leaked stuff that has come out of China. To start, I want to show you all this game that is called NZ Mobile, at least in English. If you directly translate the Chinese game, it's completely different. It's called like Counter War or something like that. I don't think I'm going to be able to play the audio for this, which is unfortunate because it's definitely going to be copyrighted because they use some music and other stuff like that. But this is sort of the timeline that this game is going to be focused on. Literally looks like freaking War of the Worlds. I mean, this is absolutely crazy, and this is a game that is coming very soon for mobile devices. There's already some Chinese apps out there where if you have like a QQ account and you have a Chinese ID, you can get access to their closed beta test. I unfortunately don't have a QQ account. I used to have one, but I've never been able to recreate one. I have a WeChat account, but as far as I know, I think it's only for QQ right now. I'll obviously update you if there's an easier way to log into this. But apparently people in China right now are currently registering for this closed beta test. Some of them are going to be lucky enough to be selected, and in a few days, whenever they start their closed beta test in China, you're going to probably see some leaked gameplay here. We're just looking at the trailer right now, and the gameplay doesn't look that far off, at least from the screenshots. The weapons look really, really cool. I'm going to show that to you in just a second. But yeah, basically it looks like this whole robotic, you know, high-tech futuristic alien race has had this massive war that blew up their planets. There's some people that have tried to escape. They landed on this cool-looking, I don't know, it kind of looks like Earth, but it's not Earth, because when they look up over the mountain, you're going to see this is definitely not Earth, okay? But you have this character right here. This is probably the protagonist, the most important character. Maybe you're going to be controlling her. Maybe you're a different person and you get to talk to her and she's kind of the one that leads you. But that's definitely not Earth, I think. I mean, I don't know. It could be. But if it is, it's like a very futuristic Earth. Maybe after humans already went extinct and the animals have taken back over. But yes, to show you all, this is called NZ Mobile. And it looks really, really cool. And to look at some of the screenshots here, we have actually, first off, this is sort of what it looks like on the Chinese apps where people are registering for it. Yeah, you're going to have a QQ account to do this, so there's just no way you're going to even be able to get this very, very early version of the game. If you have QQ, it's worth taking a look at. I'm not sure what this guy is doing right here, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I want to show you some screenshots, though. These are some leaked screenshots, and it looks cool. It looks really, really cool. This is obviously like alpha screenshots, even before their first closed beta tests. Very futuristic. A lot of cool stuff here. And I'm going to assume this is probably either going to be some sort of open world exploration game. Something like that. I doubt this is just going to be a standard first-person shooter or something like that. Like, this is probably going to be more in line with something like Undawn, where you're going to have like a whole storyline that you follow and stuff like that. So there's a few more screenshots I just want to show you all before we move on to the next topic of this video. It looks awesome. And the UI looks really good as well. It looks like your characters actually have special abilities, which is interesting if you look at the bottom right above the firing button. Yeah, and it's very small. Obviously, not too many leaked screenshots as of right now, but I think this is going to be a very exciting upcoming mobile game, and let me know in the comments what you guys think of it. However, next, we got to talk about some pretty disappointing news. Yes, Avatar Reckoning has been canceled amid strategic adjustments at Archosaur Games. If you've never heard of Avatar Reckoning, I don't even know if I've ever talked about it before. The reason I've not talked about it and shown you all any gameplays and screenshots and stuff like that is because I believe this was one of those games where they were like copyright striking people for showing any gameplay at all. Kind of like the Assassin's Creed mobile game, Assassin's Creed Jade, that's upcoming very soon. But yeah, it was basically like a third-person shooting game where it was set in the Avatar world. I never played it, so I don't know too much about it, but as you can see from some of the trailer right here, it's a really freaking cool game. A lot of people did get access to it. There's been multiple different alpha and beta tests, and it looked like a very promising game. It's literally, Avatar, the original one, is the #1 movie of all time, gross revenue, right? So like, everybody knows about Avatar. You know, not necessarily everybody likes Avatar, but everybody knows about it. And this would be one of those big budget games, like in line with a Call of Duty game or something like that. So it's very surprising when you see here that this game was canceled, and this news just came out yesterday. So it's pretty disappointing. You can now add Avatar Reckoning to the growing list of in-development games that have been canceled over the past year. Developer Archosaur Games terminated its development on the Avatar-licensed mobile MMO after it split with Tencent subsidiary Level Infinite earlier this month. The game was initially announced in January 2022 in partnership with Disney and Tencent and was supposed to launch in 2022 but was delayed to late 2023. Obviously, Archosaur missed both windows, and on January 1st, announced that it had ended its publishing partnership with Level Infinite. The studio, however, intended to self-publish the mobile title and was gearing up for closed beta testing in China until the game was ultimately scrapped due to a strategic adjustment of its products and operations. So, like, it kind of looks like Level Infinite was a very, very strict company, you know, and if you're working under that umbrella, you've got to meet the mark, okay? And if you are delaying your game and delaying and overpromising and under-delivering, then they might just completely cut you out, all right? Level Infinite is a subsidiary of Tencent, and Tencent is very successful in the whole mobile gaming space. A lot of other big companies are not, so like, you need to have the backing from Tencent, and you need to continue being on their good side. If you don't, like apparently Archosaur Games is not anymore, then yeah, Tencent is just going to basically throw you off the cliff into the volcano, and then that's basically it. This is, however, one of those games that I think could potentially be coming back. Avatar is such a massive series where it might not necessarily be Avatar Reckoning. It might have a different storyline or something like that, but like, I would bet there's going to be some sort of Avatar game coming out in the future for mobile devices, especially if there's many more Avatar movies coming out. We've already gotten the second Avatar movie. There's already more movies coming out that are in production right now, and it's kind of like, you know, it's only a matter of time before we do get a new Avatar game, so I wouldn't really stress out too much, you know? Switching over to some good news, though, there is a new game very similar to GTA 5 coming out for mobile devices. I'm going to show you all the trailer right here. It's called Vibe City. As you guys can see right here, this is a little old news. It's been out for a month now, but in case you guys didn't know about it, this is the game. And I'm really hoping the graphics that you're seeing right here are the graphics that are in the game, because if they are, then dude, this would be better than pretty much any of the other GTA mobile games out there right now. Even better than the literal GTA 5 mobile that I talked about in my last video, which is basically the emulated PC version of the game for mobile devices. And the reason is because this is a mobile-specific game, so it's going to perform a lot better on mobile devices. Based off of what I saw right there, I'm going to say character models are kind of average, you know, compared to a lot of these other open-world GTA games. And it kind of just looks more like a mobile game, you know? just with slightly better graphics than a majority of the other GTA games. And as that GTA 5 emulated game gets more and more optimized for Android, this is going to be a great game to play while you're waiting for the real thing to eventually come out. But yeah, as I'm looking right here on YouTube, there's nothing other than the trailer. It's a little bit concerning. Obviously, if there's nothing other than just the game trailer could have been, you know, very heavily modified to look better than it actually is. I'm going to be a little bit cautious with this one, but I did want to let you all know about it because, hey, another game like GTA 5 is always really cool. Now, we got to talk about the last sad news of the video, though, and it's CSGO Mobile. Yes, the title of this video, RIP CSGO Mobile. We're not talking about the real thing made by Valve, okay? Because supposedly CS2 Mobile is in development, and it's still in development, and there's no indication that they've stopped the development of the game, or even if they started, to be honest, it's just an idea that's not been canceled yet, you know? However, there was a version of CSGO that you could play on mobile devices right now, you know? And this actually looked literally like CSGO because it was made by some Chinese company called Accelerate, and they used Unreal Engine to create it. It looked very, very similar to CSGO. Pretty much exactly the same maps, the same weapons, the same overall look and feel of CSGO. But unfortunately, this version of the game is no longer playable. This game that you can see right here. I don't know when they canceled this whole idea, but the servers are now shut down. You can't access them anymore. And the reason I knew about this is because I wanted to make a video on CSGO Mobile today. I was just like, you know what? I want to make another video on the game, and I opened it up and I couldn't get access to it. I was just in a perpetual trying to sign in stage. And that really freaking sucks, man, because this game was the closest game you had to CSGO on mobile devices. A lot of people couldn't play it, but if you could, this game was awesome. I loved it so much. But that's not even the worst news here. The second closest game to CSGO is also probably canceled. I haven't officially heard any news that this game is entirely canceled, but I'm sure you guys know about Alpha Ace, right? I've made several videos on that game before. Alpha Ace was probably one of the best games like CSGO for mobile devices. It's done multiple different beta tests over the years, and the last time it did a beta test was a long, long time ago. It's been basically a year since the last time they've updated the game, right? And I could even be wrong. It could have even been 2022. It's been so long. I don't even remember, dude. Like, it's been a long time since you've been able to play Alpha Ace, and I've done a lot of research because I wanted to know if there was some secret testing or something going on, but all of like the latest news videos are coming from Russian YouTubers, and maybe they just have abandoned the project. I don't really know. All of these YouTubers that are from Russia that have made videos over the past like 6 months or so have said, oh, it's coming very soon. There's comments in Russian where if you translate it, there's somebody asking, oh, hey, is the game coming? And they say, oh yes, it's almost here. My next video is going to be talking about it, the next beta test. And then 6 months go by, they've made 30 videos, and there's no video about Alpha Ace, all right? So they're just overpromising again, and nothing is happening. So I am going to make the statement that I think this game is either severely delayed or it might be entirely canceled. They just might have not ever let us know. Kind of like Project Rush B, another game that was massively delayed. We've heard nothing from the developers for a very long time, and it's entirely possible that game is entirely canceled as well. So yeah, CSGO on mobile, it's kind of disappointing right now. There's a lot of great games like CSGO on mobile. I've made multiple videos about that, but the two ones that I like the most, Alpha Ace and the actual CSGO Mobile, are basically not a thing anymore, so it's pretty disappointing. However, we got to end this video on a good note. I don't want to end this video on a bad note and have everybody all disappointed, because the most exciting thing that you guys might have already heard of before, this is kind of old news, I'm a little delayed here, is yes, Rust Mobile is in development. Level Infinite is likely to be the publisher of the survival title. This came out like 2 weeks ago, and if you don't know anything about Rust, this is easily one of the most popular open world survival games that you can play multiplayer with all your friends that you want for PC and console. This game has been out for a very, very long time. If we actually go here to Gaming on Phone's page here, the decade-old title Rust, developed by Facepunch Studios, is a multiplayer action survival game released in 2013, over 10 years ago. Sets in a wilderness environment, players must survive by managing hunger, thirst, and health, facing threats from both wildlife and other players. The game features combat with firearms and crafting elements similar to Minecraft. A lot of people like to compare this game with like DayZ and some of these other survival games, but it's very different. It's really hard to compare this with those games. It's just so different, and there's a reason this game is probably the most popular one. I don't know of any like massive open world survival games that was out for PC or console, other than Ark Survival Evolved, actually, as a matter of fact. I'm remembering that right now. That's really come from PC and then is now on mobile devices. It's very exciting that Facepunch Studios is actually considering that, and if Level Infinite is behind the game, it's gonna be a good freaking game. I'm gonna call it right now. If it actually successfully goes through development, because you never know, with all these games being canceled, it's entirely possible it never actually gets past the beta test. If it does, it's gonna be huge. There's gonna be tons of people playing it. It might be one of the most popular mobile games ever. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's basically it. We had 5 different topics that we wanted to talk about: the Chinese upcoming game NZ Mobile, some bad news about Avatar Mobile, some good news about that new GTA 5 mobile game, bad news about CSGO Mobile and Alpha Ace, and we finally ended the video on probably what's the most exciting of them all, Rust Mobile officially being in development. So I hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, please take a second and leave a like and subscribe for more mobile gaming content just like this, and I will see you all in the next episode.